This is Talking Ben, and this is Talking Ben in Minecraft. My girlfriend bet me I couldn't code a terrifying horror mode in just 7 days. If I fail, I have to eat the world's hottest chili. But there's a problem, I'm not doing that. So in just 7 days, my goal was to take this lovable chemistry dog and turn him into a nightmare-fueled massacre horror game. Day 1 started late. The goal was simple, get the models done. I opened up Blockbench and started sculpting. Now, I'm not a very good modeler and my older brother wasn't here to carry me, so it was just me and the endless cubes. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it, let's try again. So we tried again, and again, and again, until we finally had something that was decent. It's nearly 10 PM and I've only finished making a model and texturing it. I really thought I'll be further by now. I still need to animate it, and I don't even know if it looks like Ben at this point. But at this point we have to move forward, and also there's meant to be another version of Ben. I still haven't made that, and it's about to be the end of day 1. For this project to work, we needed 2 versions. The friendly Ben you talk to, and the scary Ben which we swap him into. So I got back to work on normal Ben. By 10 PM, my brain was mush, and by 11 PM, I was ready to pass out, but the texturing was finally done, and I thought it was a home stretch. Then I realized I still actually had to set up the project. My biggest fear had already happened, and it was just day 1. I was already behind schedule. It took me just 4 hours of fighting with the coding environment and installing mods just to get the game to launch without crashing. And by the time I got both Bens in the world, it was 3 AM. I could practically taste the hot chili in my mouth. I was tired, and I decided to call it a night and hope to catch up tomorrow. Day 1 was just about the looks and the setup, but day 2 is where the game actually starts. But if you think making the Bens and setting up the project was actually hard, just wait until you see day 6, when the AI becomes so smart it actually started trapping me in corners. But for now, we need to make Ben talk.
Hey, by the way, subscribing is free.
I started day 2 even later than day 1. I was already so far behind, so I had to get a move on. I loaded into a modern house map to act as a setting and get both versions of Ben into the game. Right away, I gave him separate AI goals. Normal Ben, he just stands and looks at the player, and Horror Ben, pure aggression, he chases and attacks. With both banks somewhat functioning, it was time to add the talking part of Talking Ben. I first added the phone item. I modeled it in Blockbench to look like the original phone app. That's a stretch. And then registered it as a custom item in the code, so the game would recognize it. The way interactions work in Minecraft is pretty straightforward. Every entity has a method called mob interact. I overrode that method to say if the player is holding the phone, trigger Ben's response. By 11:30, I had the random response working. So basically when we right click Ben, we're testing if the interaction works. When we right click Ben, it should come up in the chat that we've asked Ben a question. It worked, but it wasn't a horror game yet. I needed something that would trigger the transformation, so I added a question counter that tracks how many questions the player had asked. Question 1 to 4, Ben gives a random answer, but when you get to question 5, this is when the actual gameplay loop begins. On the 5th question, I wanted a direct transformation. I coded a method called transform horror Ben. It checks that we're on the server, it creates horror Ben, and then spawns him in exactly where normal Ben was, while removing normal Ben at the same time. But this doesn't look pretty right now, but we'll get to that. To make the game feel more cinematic, I added a small delay. Now you ask the 5th question, Ben goes silent, there's a small pause, and then a massive run message flashes on the screen and the chase begins. Ben stares at you. Okay, that actually works really well. I spent the rest of the night on audio. I found Ben's original voice lines and added them to normal Ben.
Yes.
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 No.
No.
Yes.
I then corrupted them for the horror version. By 2 AM, we finally had a working loop, normal Ben's phone interaction, the transformation, and the corrupted chase music. I was finally caught up, but the game was still missing one major thing, a way to actually lose. But we'd have to leave that for a future day, as day 2 was all about the logic, but day 3 is where I had to make it actually terrifying. Just wait until you see the camera snap trick I added to make the jump scare unavoidable. But first, we need to make sure Ben can actually catch you.
So we don't have the capacity.
I started day 3 with a clear plan. We had the loop, but we didn't actually have a game yet. I needed a way to lose and a way to win. First, the catch system. The logic is simple. If the distance between the player and Horror Ben is less than 2 blocks, the player is caught. When he gets close, a scary sound plays and you die immediately. Okay, we've added a catch mechanic.
Bang.
Right. and then Ben switches, we run, but when he gets within a certain range, for now we insta die, but I think we're definitely gonna change Lilac. Like he instantly kills us. For this to be a real horror game, I needed a proper jump scare. I wanted to replicate the classic Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare, so I jumped back into Blockbench to post Ben for a PNG. And I don't know what made me think this was okay, but we added a jump scare in the game and I'm gonna just play the full life clip for you to see my full reaction. So we need to let him catch us. Okay, the sound... Okay. There's a lot of things I need to take in. By this point, I was so disappointed in how it was coming out. You can literally hear it in my voice. I was cooked. We had put too much all-nighters in this project to give up now. So we went back into Blockbench and began posting again. Another hour goes by and I finally managed to get a better angle and took the render into Photoshop to clean it up a little. Then we tried again and again and again, and between 12 and 2 AM I was just tweaking the image and layering the audio, adding that distorted scream and a heavy bass hit. Finally, it felt kind of like a jump scare, and by 2:30 AM I had to move on, so I moved on to the end screen. I needed a custom "You Died" screen to really hammer home the failure, but for some reason it just refused to work. It was 3 AM and the screen was still super blurry. I knew I had to fix it, but I was still hitting a wall, and by 3:23 AM my eyes were actually struggling to stay open. My productivity had dropped all the way to zero, and I was just making mistakes upon mistakes upon mistakes. I had to cut my losses and go to bed. I was officially way behind schedule again. By the end of day 3, the transformation swap between normal Ben and horror Ben was still looking ugly and slow. It wasn't the seamless horror I wanted, but don't worry, in day 5, I find a very clever way to hide that jank and absolutely terrify my girlfriend. But for now, we have a bigger problem. Ben might look scary in a PNG, but in the game, he still moves like a statue, and day 4 is all about the animations. And let me tell you, it goes horribly wrong. Are you still watching the video and you're still not subscribing? You've watched this long into the video and you're still not subscribed? Come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
I began day 4 at 5 PM and I just had to stay strong. I was carrying over work from yesterday, so the goal was to finish day 3 and knock out all of day 4 in one go. And the task of day 4 was to get all the animations done. First step, finish off day 3, the key system. This was pretty simple. I modeled a key and coded an exit block that checks your inventory to see if you're holding it. Later, we pick a specific door in the house and attach this logic to it. I also went back to the windscreen, but it's still blurry. I'll fix that later. With day 3 finally out the way, it was time for the real challenge, the animations. In the previous days, Ben was just a slide-in statue. To actually make him scary or just even functional, I needed him to move properly. I started with horror Ben. I needed an idle, walk and run animation. I wanted his movement to feel jerky and unnatural, so we reopened Blockbench and got to animating them. But I forgot one key thing. I suck at animation. So something that should have been really quick took me hours and hours to complete. I managed to get something decent and got it in the game. This would just have to do. We then moved on to normal Ben, and this is where everything started to go wrong. I needed an idle animation, a talking animation, and a custom laughing animation for his ho ho ho. And for some reason, these animations just weren't playing after I added them to the game. I stayed up till 4 AM and I didn't even finish half of what I planned. Getting a blocky dog to laugh convincingly without looking like a broken mess was driving me insane. I was failing, I was behind, and the animations were broken, and this chili started looking more and more like my actual dinner. I had to stop playing around, so I called it a day and went to bed, still behind schedule. I started day 5 much earlier than usual to make up for the disaster that was yesterday. My first priority was fixing those normal Ben animations that refused to play, and after a few hours of digging through the code, I finally found the issue, and Ben was officially laughing and talking. So the idle animation is a lot more subtle, but it is playing, and I want to ask him a question.
Yes.
The animation actually plays.
Yes.
Once that weight was off my shoulders, I'll be honest, I slacked off. I think the lack of sleep was finally catching up to me and I took a power nap. I picked it back up later in the day and started looking for a final setting for the game, and after searching for hours, I finally found the map that I thought fit the vibe. Now it was time to address the ugly swap. On day 3, the transformation from normal Ben to horror Ben looked chunky and teleporty. It just wasn't scary and it was just bad coding. So to fix this, I added a transformation jump scare. The logic is simple. The moment the counter hits 5, a secondary jump scare triggers. It's a different PNG and a different sound from the game over one. It completely masks the entire swaps and potentially jump scares the player. This was the clever trick I needed to actually hide the jank. Not very clever, was it? I spent the rest of the night setting up the first full gameplay loop in the new map to see how it actually flowed. I placed Ben in the perfect spot and it was finally starting to look like a real game, but by the time I was done it was 4:35 AM. My brain was slowing down so much I couldn't even read my own code, and despite the progress, day 5 felt like a bust. I was still so far behind where I wanted to be. Could I really finish this project in time? Or was I just coding my way towards that chili? We're gonna have to go crazy for day 6. Spoiler, we don't. This was supposed to be the day we finished everything, but I immediately ran into a massive problem: Ben's pathfinding. I spent hours testing the gameplay loop, but Ben was just struggling to walk through a door. Yeah, he's not exactly a genius. I spent a long time tweaking his AI pathfinding just to get him to actually navigate the house. After a while, I told myself he was getting smarter. I lied. The AI was still stupid and I was running out of time, so I had to make it good enough. Once the AI was at a point where he could at least find the player, I moved on to the ambience. I added footstep sound effects and layered in some background audio to make the house feel less like a Minecraft map and more like a horror set. To make Ben a real threat, I decided to give him his iconic chemistry set. In my version, he uses it to throw a splash potion of Snowless at you. If you get hit, your movement drops and Ben catches up to you, but this created even more problems. First, Ben instantly threw it after the jump scare, so it was undodgeable, and you instantly die, so I had to add a delay. But the hallways were so long he would always land there, and the slow was too much, and I was officially running out of time, and I was really getting stressed out. I only had 24 hours, one day to fix the AI, fix the UI, and finish the most important part of the entire project: actually playing it. This was it, the final day. I had less than 24 hours to turn this collection of mods and broken AI into an actual horror game. If I didn't finish today, I'll be eating the hottest chili in the world for dinner. First, I had to handle the loose ends. I finally went back and fixed those blurry win and death screens that had been haunting me since day 3. With the UI fixed, it was time for the final touches. To really sell the chase vibe, I added a full horror overlay. The moment the forced transformation jump scare happens, the entire screen shifts, the color drains, the edges get dark, and the tension goes through the roof. It completely changes the feel of the game. Finally, I did some last minute balancing and made the master key a little easier to find, so the player didn't just spend 20 minutes looking into drawers while being chased. I wanted the game to be scary, but I also wanted it to be winnable. And after 7 days of all-nighters and broken animations, my time was up. Was I finished? Nope. Was it kinda playable? Nope. But now it's time to force my girlfriend to actually play the game.
I know, I'm scared. I know this is gonna be very scary. Wait. Wait, I need to sit up, wait. Okay. What the hell? Oh my god, I'm so scared.
Ben?
What the fuck?
Yes?
Does my boyfriend love me?
Ben?
Okay, I'm scared. Pierdolę! What the fuck? Why? I keep run. Oh my god, what the fuck? No. Yeah, okay, no, wait. How do I run? Yes or no? What the fuck? I cannot run! How do I leave this room? He's literally here. Can you go, sir, please?
Go! I'm getting you!
Wait, what the fuck did I do?
Wait, you're fine. It's fine. Hide.
I think it's safe to say I won the challenge and I scared her. 10 likes on this video and I'll eat the chili anyway. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This would mean a lot to me. And have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye bye.